I feel like we have all been there where we ask someone to take a photo of us and then they take just like one photo and it's so terrible. Getting amazing photos both by yourself and with someone else. I feel like I might be kind of a pro at this by now. So today I'm going to give you guys the step-by-step. Hey guys, it's Jess. What's up? Welcome back. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day so far. Today, we are in a new location. I'm currently in the Philippines. I've mentioned this in a couple of my last few videos, prepping for this trip. I'm currently at an Airbnb in Batangas. It's a private section of the island in Cuenca that is so cool. It's just this tucked away little resort. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, and it's also only reachable by a boat. And the view is the Taal Lake and the Taal volcano straight ahead. Like I can just lean out, I see the volcano. It's very cool. A few of my cousins and I keep waking up at sunrise just to enjoy the view, enjoy the vibes, attempting to avoid the bugs. It's been so cool to be here, just enjoying time with my family, soaking up summer in the Philippines. Now with this gorgeous location and currently no other guests at this little resort, I was thinking that this would be the perfect time to do my video about how to shoot amazing photos both by yourself and with someone else. Basically for both, I'll run through the full process from start to finish, from ideation of how I kind of come up with the type of shots I want to shoot based on the location or based on maybe certain outfits or vibes or ideas that I have, all the way to execution. For self-shooting, I feel like I might be kind of a pro at this by now. I've shot photos in LA, Paris, south of France, New York, all over, here and there by myself, at home, out and about, and I've gotten some really amazing shots solo shooting, so I want to help you guys and share all of my best tips for that. Also, in the last several years, my husband and I have shot a ton of photos together, and I've helped him help me get amazing photos. I've also shot a lot of photos with my cousins, with friends, with strangers sometimes, and I feel like I really got it down to a science on how to ensure my best possible chance of getting amazing photos when someone else is taking a photo of me, because I feel like we have all been there where we ask someone to take a photo of us and then they take just like one photo and it's so terrible. I don't know how to fix, I don't know how to guide. So today I'm going to give you guys the step-by-step how you can guide them to execute the photo idea you have in your head and hopefully bring it to life. If you enjoy this video and you want to see more like it, including sewing, travel, fashion, vlogs, New York City life, and so much more, make sure you guys subscribe down below, join the family. I would love, love, love to have you here. And with that, let's hop on in. Before we start shooting, let's talk about pre-planning of a good photo shoot. And by good photo shoot, I mean the best possible chances for success of getting amazing photos. The things that you do before you actually take the photos. With any sort of good execution comes a little bit of planning, a little bit of ideation, and a little bit of inspiration. So the first thing I like to do is build a mood board. Now the first step to building a mood board is finding inspiration. My favorite spot for finding inspiration, as well as I'm sure many of you, is Pinterest. I love looking for things on Pinterest, finding ideas, finding photo ideas, pose ideas, outfit ideas, all the things. Now with today's photos that I want to shoot, my theme is very contingent upon the location and the vibe of the place that I'm staying. So what I'm theming this is island photo shoot. Very tropical, some water inspired, utilizing all of the greenery and the lush landscape that this Airbnb has, as well as the gorgeous exterior. So whether you're shooting out and about or at home, start thinking about the kind of photos that you want to get. If you're at home, do you want to shoot photos on the couch? Do you want to shoot photos in maybe a windowsill or sitting on your bed, reading? And similarly, if you're shooting out and about, what is the vibe of where you're shooting out and about? What does it look like? And really start thinking about these things to help guide your photo shoot. So last year, when I solo traveled to France, I knew I wanted to get some photos in the streets of Paris, one in front of the Eiffel Tower, as well as some very travel meets lifestyle kind of photos. So the Airbnbs that I booked, I not only booked because they were in a great location near to what I wanted to do, but also aesthetically aligned with the kind of photos that I wanted to shoot in them. In essence, how can you use the location to bring your idea to life? Pulling your inspo, thinking about the location, maybe thinking about outfit ideas, and start compiling all of this. Now, my favorite way to do this is to put it all in a mood board, which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Neistadt. Neistadt is an organization tool for any and all creative projects, whether it's a photo shoot like this, or maybe you're filming a video, maybe you're working on a short film, maybe you work with clients and you have to make a mood board for them, but also have notes, just any sort of creative planning, especially at the early stages where you're just drawing all of this inspiration, all of these different ideas or notes, to-do lists, have everything kind of just live in one hub. Neistadt is gonna be your go-to. Getting organized so you can execute to your idea's fullest potential. So I used Neistadt to figure out and plan my whole shoot for today. The first thing that I did when I was building my mood board was pull photos of the location so that as I was getting my inspiration, I could refer back to that and use those as kind of my guidelines for the type of photos and vibe I could go for. And then as I was pulling my inspiration, I created 2 subboards. Photos I wanted to shoot by myself and photos that I wanted someone else to shoot of me. That way things stayed nice and organized and I could easily find what I was looking for. So with Neistadt, you can organize things in a free flow pattern. There's no sort of grid that you have to adhere towards. You can layer things, you can stack things, you can kind of group things in whatever kind of setting or way that you want. And you can very easily just drag and drop new images in, as well as comments or notes that you want to leave on those boards. As I was creating these, I started writing little notes about what I liked about the photo, if I wanted to one-to-one recreate it or just get inspired by it, maybe certain outfits, leaving little reminders that I could refer back to when shooting or when prepping to shoot. And I really love this because I am a person who has so many ideas, but they're all scrambling around in my brain. And unless I get them organized in some way, I get overwhelmed. And oftentimes I kind of get stuck in the execution process. So having things organized in this way where I can easily look, see the inspiration, read my notes about why I liked it or maybe what I wanted to wear with it, time of day, it gives me the structure and a jumping off point to actually properly execute. And another cool thing is if you're doing a project for a client and you're creating this mood board, you actually can invite them to collaborate so they can see the mood board, maybe write their own notes, can share ideas, collaborate, and just have a really seamless workflow. All this to say, I've been loving Neistadt, and if it sounds like something that you might be interested in, you can sign up for a free Neistadt account using my link down in the description box. Totally free, there's no time limit, you can use it to your heart's desire, and you can mood board and organize your whole life and all your creative projects. A big thank you to Neistadt for sponsoring today's video, and now that we've got our mood board, let's get shooting. First step for today's photo shoot is putting on bug repellent because there are a lot of mosquitoes, and once I leave this porch, they're gonna come for me. There's very few that will come onto the porch, but as soon as I'm in the grass, as soon as I'm in the greenery, they are coming to get me. From last week's travels in Palawan, I have currently 32 bites. Some of them are basically done being itchy now, but most are not. Now remembering to put on bug repellent was something that I actually put a reminder for on Neistadt because it was so important that I did this because I did not want to end up with more bites. I knew I wanted to shoot photos in the greenery and I really did not want to get eaten alive. I put a reminder there because as I was checking for reference, I knew I would see my note, remember to apply, and then remember to also put it in my purse so I can reapply as needed. You are not getting me today. First outfit we're shooting, we've got this little tube top with a white bias tape made by me, and then this gingham maxi skirt. And the photo I'm planning on doing is the banana leaf themed photo set. There are a bunch of banana leaves all over the property. They have a couple good bunches over by the pool that I think would look really, really cute, especially at like a half crop. And the thunder is thundering, so I gotta be quick. This is my someone else, my cousin Kenneth, my photographer, my resident photographer, and I want to shoot this one on the Canon G7X. I think the colors will really pop on the camera versus on the iPhone, so it's just right across this way. Everything is wet because it just thunderstormed, and we're in between thunderstorms, so we gotta be quick. So my first and probably top tip of having someone else take a photo of you, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, is to ask to take a sample photo first. If it's a stranger, oftentimes I'll just take a sample image of the composition and the background and tell them, oh, can you basically just hold the phone right here and then pass the phone like very one-to-one. But if it's a friend or family member or someone like that, having them actually stand in the photo, then getting to take that example photo of them is so helpful, because then they have a reference image to look at, and then they have such an easier time matching the reference and recreating it. Now, will you have a 100% success rate every single time? Not necessarily, but this does give you the best chance at getting something good. Now, in your best case scenario, your person is super willing to take a bunch of photos of you. And in less ideal scenarios, they only want to shoot a couple and then they're ready to move on. So in the case of the latter, I would recommend two things. Either A, asking them to shoot a certain amount of photos, let's say 10, so that way you have at least 10 images, hopefully get something through, and it gives a specific amount, versus someone just shooting one and being like, all right, let's go. Or to use the burst feature. Now in the past, I have talked a lot about the burst feature. I am a big fan of the burst feature. Basically, you tap on the capture button and you slide it to the left. This will take a multitude of consecutive photos until the person lets go. Again, giving you more options to hopefully get something good. Now, like I said, in the best case scenario, you're someone else is super willing to help you take photos. For this, I would recommend short bursts of photo taking. Now, the crucial part after shooting photos with someone else is a quick little review, even if it's just like 10 seconds. Hopefully there's a gem in here because it has started raining. Wait. So we're fleeing to this little bahay.
It's not bahay, it's sala lang. Sala only.
Sala only. This is a good spot to take cover. I think this review and adjustment process is so crucial to getting a good photo, because sometimes even when you do set up the shot, maybe there's still something you don't like about the photo, or maybe your outfit was a little bit off. Maybe your hair was flying up, maybe the background had something going on. Maybe you decide you want something a little bit differently. It's not translating exactly how you'd want. So take a handful of photos, review, and retry the shot. Really successful 15-minute shoot. Kenneth has invented me something to get back into the Airbnb safely from the rain. It's a placemat in a trash bag.
Yeah.
Oh, sige.
Placemat in a trash bag only.
It's a good umbrella. Thanks for my payong. Wish us luck. So now, I think what I'm gonna do is swap outfits and then try doing some self-shooting. So there's a balcony that I'm currently on, and I have a photo save of someone looking out over a balcony, and I think that one will be perfect for solo shooting. And this one I'm gonna do on my phone. Almost all of my solo shooting I do on my phone because I use Lens Buddy. So I'm gonna get changed, grab my tripod, and attempt photo number 2. Now let's talk solo shooting. I have come to love solo shooting. It's so fun once you get into it. It's definitely a little bit scary when you first do it because you feel a little bit self-conscious. It might feel a little bit unusual, but I'm gonna give you my advice. Every time that I've taken photos by myself, it has been 100% worth it every single time. Even though it felt awkward or embarrassing, I'm so happy I did it because I have those photos that I either have as memories or I shot amazing content to share with you guys. So here's what you need for solo shooting. You need a good collapsible tripod. I will link my favorite one down in the description box. This one is great because it fits in my purses, it fits in my backpacks, but it goes quite tall. It is great. I highly recommend. It has come with me on multiple trips. Additionally, or instead of, you could also use an Octobuddy, which is basically an adhesive multi-suction cup attachment that you put on the back of your phone case. I usually put it on windows, metal phone poles. And this can be great to use for any front-facing photos, outfit checks, or cute little vlog clips. And the final thing you need is my favorite photo shooting app, Lens Buddy. So good. It is what I use for all of my solo shooting. It's basically a camera app that takes photos for you on a timer, and you get to set the intervals. So it can take it every 1 second, every 2 seconds, every 5 seconds, etc. You also set the amount of photos it takes, 25, 50, 100, etc. And it just continuously takes the photos until your photo settings have been completed. I love this because it just takes the photos. I don't have to click a little button. It just goes. I can pose, I can move, I can flow, and then I have all these photos that I can look through. And also a funny thing about this is that as you're shooting, it also gives you compliments.
Are you a top model?
Which is always funny. It always makes me laugh. So like with shooting with someone else, so imperative to review and then adjust, because sometimes, like I said, there's an outfit malfunction. Maybe the angle's a little bit off. Maybe the sun came out behind the clouds. Super helpful to review and adjust. I think I found what I like. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys can hear my cousins in the background. They're currently swimming in the rain. And it sounds like they're having the best time. So I'm gonna change my outfit, shoot one last photo, and then I think I have to join them. For our next photo, this is the inspo. It's kind of just like a chill morning sitting photo. I have a coffee mug filled with water as my prop. If this was an actual morning and I was like snapping a little photo, it would actually be the beverage. But if I'm recreating that setting, I'll usually just do water, because sometimes when you're shooting a photo and doing like a whole photo shoot kind of thing, when you're shooting a photo and you're using the actual liquid, I have found from my experience, oftentimes you spill. So to avoid that, I'm just doing water. The outfit that I'm wearing for this photo is basically what I've been wearing every morning, with some casual cropped pants. These ones are red and white gingham pants that I actually made. If you want to see that video, I think that'll be coming in like a week from when you watch this, so keep your eyes peeled. It's sewing my summer wardrobe. It's very fun. I'm really proud of the pieces I made. A little white tank top, and then some mornings I have been wearing a sweater over top, but because it's later in the day, it's quite warm and humid right now, so I'm just gonna stick with an oversized button-up. Now let's talk about posing. Posing can be a really tricky thing because, to be very honest, the process of posing for photos can feel very awkward sometimes. Now, my main 2 tips for this: 1, to let the world kind of just fade away into the background. Enjoy the process of taking the photo. And number 2, movement is key. I find that a lot of times when I'm moving around in a photo, I'm adjusting my hair, I'm playing with my clothes, I have a prop in my hand, I'm moving that around. I find that movement just translates so beautifully through a photo. Do not be afraid of movement. But, and there is a big but, make sure your movement is not super duper fast. You want to keep it at kind of more of a flowing pace. Think of it kind of like the movements that you do as you're swimming. They're a little bit slower, but they're still happening. In my personal experience, when I move too fast, a lot of times it can just be a little bit too fast, and sometimes that just doesn't translate in photos. So now, going back to our main lesson when shooting photos, we're taking photos in short bursts, and then we're gonna review. Maybe if you're lucky, you get your photo on the first batch, but oftentimes it does require a little bit of iteration and a little bit of time to really get that perfect photo. If you feel awkward when taking photos, a prop is going to be your best friend. And if you don't have a prop, your hair can kind of act as that same kind of thing. I think we have some winners, but I want to try one last go. So it ended up raining all the rest of the day yesterday. So we're continuing today, day 2 of the photo shoot, and we're gonna do the pool. This is my bathing suit. It's from 93 Play Street. I think the colors and the pattern are gonna pop so nicely in the pool and also complement beautifully with my prop, which will be a little hibiscus flower. One final note on this is I'm kind of on a race against time to get this shot, because the boat that comes to the island and drops you off at the island is coming soon to take us to go get groceries, because there's no grocery store on this island. We gotta go get some groceries. We gotta be quick. Gotta get some amazing shots, and fingers crossed we get something good. Also, my assistant for today will be Kenneth once again, and I think I'm gonna do a combination of shooting on my G7X and also my iPhone, just to have some variety in the shots. Looks like I'm gonna have an audience as well. We've got Syra and Cedric, who are gonna be my
Go ate!
my go ates.
You can do it! Go ate Red!
My prop! It's so pretty. Now, if you're super stuck on pose ideas, I would recommend having some sort of pose mood board that you can look at and refer back to as you're shooting. Try to recreate those and then try to freestyle a little bit based on those. And when in doubt, props are gonna be your best friend. When it comes to posing, especially when you are trying to do a more one-to-one recreate, it can be really easy to forget to relax. Oftentimes when we're really trying to recreate or derive inspiration from something, we're so focused on trying to recreate that thing that our body and our facial expressions lock up. So my main tip for this, if you're recreating something, is to keep it loose and light. Relax your facial muscles, relax the pose, relax your arms a bit. Now, a good tip to give to somebody who's willing to help you take photos but maybe isn't super familiar with it, maybe someone like a parent or a sibling, is to tell them to just keep clicking the capture button. The more photo options we have, the more chance we have at getting a great photo. That took quite a bit of trial and error to figure out how to get the shot. We tried a lot of different angle changes, a lot of composition changes, a lot of just iterations to tweak and get it right. And thankfully, I have a very patient photographer who's willing to help me get the shots. But in cases where you know that there might be a lot of tweaking in a photo, this could also be a great type of photo to try self-shooting because there are so many little tweaks. Now let's talk more worst case scenario. Maybe you've explained it, you've shot the example photo, and it's not happening. The photos are not photoing. Maybe the person doesn't really enjoy the process of taking photos, but they're still willing to be there. I would recommend doing a combination of what I do for self-shooting, but utilizing that other person. Set up your tripod with your phone on it and have the person literally just stand next to your phone. And again, just be like a security guard for your phone. Super easy for the person. You just do your own thing, get your poses, get your photo, review as need be. No chance of your ideal photo getting tilted or portrait moded, finger in the way of the lens, and then you're all good to go. And that's a wrap on today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys got some good tips and tricks and ideas on how to both solo shoot and also help someone else take good photos of you. I know, like I mentioned at the beginning, that is always a struggle, so I hope today's video helped. And if you're solo shooting, I really want to encourage you guys to just go for it. I know it can be a little bit scary and intimidating, but even in the moments where I felt a little bit embarrassed, I look back at the photos that I've shot and I'm so happy I shot them. They're such cute photos. I have those memories, or I had great content that I got to share. Whatever the case is, I'm always so happy I did it. Of course, always be safe, check your surroundings, do what you gotta do, but whenever you can, go for it. Shoot those photos, shoot the TikTok, film the outfit check, do what you gotta do, because in my experience, it has always been worth it. Again, I wanna thank Neistadt for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check them out down in the description box. Like I said, it's free, there's no time limit, it's super easy, and it's a really, really cool tool to get organized and really create these amazing mood boards for creative projects. You could even use it for your life, so definitely make sure to check it out. Final few things to close out this video, a few news and noteworthy. I have some amazing vlogs that I filmed here in the Philippines coming very soon. I have my Palawan vlog that I've been working on. We also stayed at a working organic farm here in Batangas, and that experience was really, really cool. Of course, filmed a vlog all about that, and I'm actively working on my sticky undergarments video, actively testing as we speak. So that video is to come as well. So definitely make sure you subscribe with those post notifications on so you do not miss a thing. And for more day-to-day stuff, make sure you follow along on both TikTok and on Instagram at Neistadt. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. I love and appreciate you all so very much, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.